Hello everybody, welcome. I'm No O2 and thank you for watching this video. Do you want to be the hero of Act 3? Finish T5 with all your teammates dead, things like that. This is the Act 3 No Hope Quick Play Solo Clutch deck. That is the title, it cannot be shorter. This deck is designed around playing with random teammates, 3 random people, not bots, and not an organized team. This deck is about you having all of the tools necessary so that you can beat Act 3 with 3 random people, whether they're alive or they're dead, if they're good or they're bad, and what have you. These are common series that I've done before. This is the latest and updated version, given the October update of 2022 and what have you. So let's get into the deck here. Resource generation, hazard pace, share the wealth. We are not running offensive scavenger here. Now, it is nice to know that offensive scavenger gives a flat bonus number to things that we can throw in any given mission. But I tend to find that even without being true, looting the maps for further afield, blazing trails, can be a little bit of a pain in the butt. Cabins by the lake. Those are maps where there's a lot of stuff that ends up killing and wiping teams on Act 3, and I tend to find that most of the time I end up having to just run most of these maps by myself solo a lot of the times here. And so when it comes to looting, it is always the most viable thing to do. And so we're sort of going to just step away from looting, the loot and scoop mentality, and just be a little bit more prepared to run. So copper is universal, is king when it comes to just being able to purchase whatever it is that you need. But also too, in Act 3, we actually need a crap ton of copper. A metric crap ton of copper. By the time you hit T5, you need to have enough copper to make sure that you're healthy, have all your grenade slots filled, all of your support slots filled, as well as have a stun gun, preferably. Now, the nice thing about that is that there's a lot of control that you have as far as dealing with those things, but if anything goes wrong, even a little bit, copper is going to be what ends up saving you or bailing you out. So when it comes to the 2 copper cards, here I have Hazard Pace, Share the Wealth. We have, like, I think one of the most reliable individual copper cards, and then the team-based copper card, but feel free to run Money Grubbers or Bounty Hunter interchangeably here as you feel, as your personal experience sees fit here. But the important thing here is 2 copper cards, because we just need to maximize on the copper. Not only do we need all those supplies ready to go when we hit T5, we also need to have purple grenades by the end for the body dump so that we can grenade dump the boss if our teammates are dead and we can do it by ourselves. As well as having some money floating around so that we can potentially purchase any card that gives us more grenade damage. Any card in a card box that you come across that has grenade damage in it, or anything that helps grenade damage, seriously consider it. Even glass cannon, though glass cannon's a little scary when it comes to T5. So that's the copper card. Then we just have our standard grenade foundation, double grenade pouch, and grenade pouch. And oh goodness, I love grenade pouch. It's so good. Offensive cost, accessory cost reduced. Oh, it adds up. When you're buying four grenades around, sometimes it adds up over time, over the course of a mission or a campaign. Bomb Squad Improvised Explosives. We would love to have more grenade damage here, but we just can't fit it in. We need to have the tools that allow us to speed clutch T5 all by ourselves if our teammates are dead. Important thing to note here, we are the player who runs and gets the crates on T5. We do not sit on the stairs. We get the crates, we organize them. That's our job. Next, we have Fire in the Hole, Run Like Hell, Dash, Superior Cardio, and Rhythmic Breathing, along with Run and Gun. This is our tool set, basically, to be able to run around T5 comfortably, as well as run around the body dump comfortably. Fire in the Hole, best card in the game for body dump, hands down easy. One thing I want to note here, in the past I ran adrenaline-fueled over Rhythmic Breathing, and I've been playing around with this more just because I feel like stamina management is something that you can sort of muster for yourself to some extent. And I really am enjoying having just like the huge chunk of stamina, larger bursts of movement in general with the run and gun. But honestly, feel free to interswap these 2 cards. Adrenaline Fueled and Rhythmic Breathing are both really, really great. Adrenaline Fueled is really great if like you open up the safe room door and you just sort of go and you're speed running and you're speed clutching. I tend to find though when you're making that decision, though, to get the hell out of Dodge, that everything's falling apart, and you decide to go. Typically, there's a horde of zombies that's like behind you, chasing you. Nothing to shoot when you are sort of like abandoning ship and going. I end up feeling that you end up getting more distance out of Rhythmic Breathing in that scenario over Adrenaline Fueled. but there's obvious advantages for adrenaline fueled here. But run and gun is very important for Garden Party and T5 very specifically. The ability to sort of run back into the house, especially through the front door, because you can shoot all the zombies blocking your way, is really, really, really nice and a very important part of our ability. Sort of solo clutch T5. Though, of course, there are alternative routes to doing that. Excuse me. If you are struggling with T5, please check out my walkthroughs, my playthroughs, my guides. There's one for Nightmare mode, then an updated version for No Hope mode. I show you the exact route that I take and how you should be organizing your crates and moving about the house and all of those things, etc., etc., etc. A lot of tools and a lot of information out there where you can sort of not only know how you can set up for the crates, but also help your team set up for the staircase, because you can throw things through the windows, like propane tanks and things like that, help them set up, and etc. Next, we have Shoulder Bag. This is specifically for T5. I would recommend, like, be a little frugal with your money. For the most part, we're looking at pain pills here. That's typically what I end up running, is pain pills, but I mean, if you got, if you believe in your ability to figure out when to use a med kit, things like that, feel free to use whatever you see fit. But this is simply about having enough resources to beat T5. You might have the route down and you're able to run and gun, but here and there you'll take some damage, a fire zombie, a smack here, acid on the ground that you run through, things like that. Any little mistake that you make or any little bad bit of RNG that happens, it's going to cost you health. And so simply just having enough health to get in and out of the house over and over and over again is sometimes all that separates you from being able to finish T5 or not. Essentially, I look at it as each medical accessory is one more opportunity to go back into the house. It's basically one more crate in my eyes, for the most part, right? For the most part. So if like it's all you're all by yourself, all lonely, everything's chasing you. Just about every lap that you're going to be making to get a crate will cost you some amount of health. You can do that 3 more times, essentially. That's my thinking here. Now, Out with a Bang, making another appearance here. I have come to really, really like this card for our solo clutch capabilities. Remember the scenario. You're playing with your team, right? This isn't about speed running. We're with our teammates. We're playing with them. We're doing our best to be a team player, etc. Our contribution to the team, powerful grenades. That's about it. And we have lots of them, and copper and things like that, right? But when everything is falling apart and somebody dies, you're in a boss fight, somebody dies, whatever, having the pressure of the horde pulled away from you and your other teammates who are still alive is a huge benefit. It's so nice. This really is sort of like the, oh crap, it's all falling apart. Oh wait, a major element of what's fighting you is being taken care of because there's a pipe bomb on play now. And it's really, really, really nice and very convenient. So I find it coming in clutch on a variety of missions, but on T5, and especially on the body dump, as well as on Road to Hell, the final sprint to the end. Out with a Bang will basically save, when one of your teammates dies, that pipe bomb will basically save somebody else, essentially. Essentially, because it alleviates so much pressure when it comes to, like, dealing with mutations. They're easy to dodge, they're a little more random, right? Sometimes you got armor plates and you can absorb a hit or two. When it comes to just getting caught in the horde, though, you just die, right? But so pipe bomb alleviates that, and plus now our character provides the team pipe bombs and we have grenades. So if somebody dies, we got pipe bomb, and so long as we have grenades and we got quite a few of them, we still have solutions to deal with the other problem that might present itself in front of us. So Out with a Bang is a really great card for all of the sort of constant sketchy boss fights that you're going to end up being in when you're playing with 3 random people. And then also for T5 in the body dump, when things begin to fall apart and you need to just go and start finishing the mission by yourself, Out with a Bang will buy you a lot more time. Not only because the single pipe bomb of the teammate dies, but typically the other 2 teammates survive for a little bit longer because the pipe bomb is buying them some time. And then we have Fresh Bandage, and this is just a huge economic card here. Ideally, and very possibly, you can avoid having to use a med cabinet for the entire run. For the entire run. If you're playing really good, you're on top of it, you're not taking that much damage, things are going well, Fresh Bandage will essentially save you 400, 800-ish copper over the course of the entire mission. On top of that, I usually like to heal when I leave the safe room at the start anyways, depending on what my team comp might be. And so again, that's more copper. So I view fresh copper or fresh bandage as just like a circumstantial economy card. Health is the most expensive resource to get back and restore trauma. We just do it for free every single mission, and so I just find that like really we're trying to get the T5 with as much copper as possible, and we're really trying to save as much copper as possible. Purchase the upgrades. We need purple grenades as quickly as possible. Act 3 ramps up rather fast as far as getting to the monstrous tall boys and things like that. We need those upgraded grenades and what have you. And so Fresh Bandage takes a lot of pressure off of you as far as staying healthy and needing to spend copper on health or not. Not only that, in Quick Play, do you have a support on your team? Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you got 3 people running LMGs, ARs. Everyone's running an SMG for some reason, you don't know why. Well, regardless of the matter, you don't need to worry about having a healer because you can heal yourself with Fresh Bandage. Uh, let me know what you guys think of this deck. I had a lot of fun with it. Questions, concerns, problems, let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the future.